Hey, how's it going? It's February 11th, 2022. This is your daily sweet talk. Um, I haven't finished very many TV shows throughout my life. I like to use IMDb, and on IMDb I have a list. I like to make lists on IMDb sometimes. I have a list of every TV show that I've finished, and there are 35 shows on the list. But so that's a fine number. Um, Only Uh, 13 of those have more than one season, and only 10 of them have more than two seasons, and only 7 of them have more than 3 seasons. So they're most of them are pretty short shows. Um, the only ones over 4 seasons are Breaking Bad, Lost, and Adventure Time. I'm looking at the list over here. Adventure Time is the longest show I've watched with 10 seasons. And I actually watched it basically all the way through almost twice, um, because I rewatched it as the last season was coming out. I rewatched it with a friend. Um, and that's my favorite show also. But I haven't seen as many shows all the way through as I think a lot of people have. I fall out of it. I don't know. Well, another one of my favorite. There are some of my other favorite shows I haven't finished. Community is one of my favorite shows, but I watched, and this is how it is. A lot of things that I like. I'll see most of it and then I'll pull out of it just before the end. And then it's like, well, I need to rewatch the whole thing because it's been too long. Now I need to do the whole thing again. Community uh, is a show that I watched from I think the first night it aired. I watched the premiere, and then I was watching every season as it aired. Um, and I was watching the last season on Yahoo, which is where it premiered. But it was such a annoying site to use that after the first few episodes, I kind of just didn't get around to watching the rest of it. It's not a very long last season either. I could probably just watch that season as it stands by itself, but I would like to rewatch the whole thing. But I know I'm never gonna get around to it. I don't know. BoJack Horseman is another one I watched. The first 3 seasons. I watched the first season right before the second one premiered, and then I rewatched the first two before the third one premiered. And then when the fourth one premiered, I thought I should rewatch the first 3, but it was too much work at that point, so I never got around to it. Um, there are a lot of shows I'm close to finishing, or a lot of shows that I watched all the way through, but aren't really completed shows. They were canceled or something, so I don't count them. So I have a list of shows that I'm caught up on, and that's 74 shows. Ghost Rider I don't count as a show that finished because it never had a finale. Anthology shows that didn't really have finales, like if the Twilight Zone, for example, didn't have a finale, I would still count that because it would never have an ending traditionally anyway. But like something like Great News, People of Earth, Andy Barker PI, I wouldn't count those, even though I've seen every episode. So there are 74 shows on that list. I don't know if I said that. And there are a few shows on that list that are still going that I've seen every episode, and then The Walking Dead. I've seen every episode of that, and at this point, I'm still just watching it just to say that I finished it. Because I think they're 11 seasons in, they're almost done. It's like I just need to get it over with, because I can't quit now. What is it called? The sunk cost fallacy. I think it's called sunk cost fallacy. So The Walking Dead, Search Party. I'm on the final season. That's 5 seasons. So that'll be my second ever 5-season show after Breaking Bad. Fargo, I've seen every season. So yeah, I mean, I've seen a few long shows like that, but that are just not done yet. But who knows? I could fall out of. I could just forget to watch the next season of Fargo. Oh,